I will also sit down. I don't think I can follow that because that was a wonderful story arc. And I thought it was going somewhere horrible, but it pulled back right up, and so it was I had a seat of the edge of the seat kind of experience. So I followed Anand's advice because I was not exactly sure what to say here. So I made a little list of little snippets so that I can just go through them. So I'll start with Apoorva because I think, like most of us, I know Deeptiman a little bit better than Apoorva. So I think that so the first thing that I was thinking of a few things to say. The first thing that crossed my mind when I was thinking of Apoorva was the origins of his Apoorva D. Patel story, which is, I think it is partly, I don't know whether this is the first time or maybe, it may have been before as well. But I remember that one time when I was traveling, I think it was in summer, and I had given my grades for, I think it was a QFT course or something like that. And there was one student who was really at the bottom. So I was a bit, I had been sort of, let's say, exalted the grades overall a little bit so that he wouldn't go below the failure cutoff. So because of that, there were about 5 or 6 A+ in the course. And I remember that Apoorva was the DCC chair at the time, and while I was traveling, he contacted me saying, this is way too many S's, we have to bring it down. We have way too many A+, we have to bring it down. So, and I think I looked at the grades, and I think at the end he was correct in the sense that there was a grade inflation. So I did it, but I also understood that that's the origin of the D in the Apoorva D. Patel. So, the grading happens, where does the grades, you have to do that. So, and one more thing I remember is, this is actually right when I joined, in ISC. Like, I think the first course that I had to teach was I think it is still there, but I think Nirmal has now revamped it and made it into a proper standard model course. But when I started, it was nuclear and particle physics is, it's a course that nobody likes to teach, but nobody likes to take. It's, it's here nor there. So, and it was like a course, I was not sure what exactly to teach because the topics were kind of, it was kind of diffuse. So, and Apoorva gave me a set of notes of the lectures that he had given. And the moment I saw them, I knew this was a totally different person from me. So in the sense that it was one sheet for one lecture. And it was amazing. The first few lectures that I gave, it really does take only one lecture to get through that one sheet. And it was meticulously made. It's like unbelievable. And of course, after the course was over, he took it back from me. So, but I was hoping that I could. Oh, great. Maybe Nirmal would like to have it. Yeah. So, so Deeptiman, it's hard in some sense because I've been going for lunch with Deeptiman for so many years. Like, he has always been like, so he's always there with us. So there are so many stories that he has told. It's hard to kind of pick a particular one. But I think I'll start at the beginning. So I think so I joined ISC, I think in 2012, July or something, somewhere around there. And at that time, my flight landed at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So I had just had a short nap for 2 hours, and Deeptiman and Anand both were there to pick me up just in case I had changed my mind. So they had come there, and they took me to Nesra to just to kind of introduce me, so show me the thing, whatever. And I remember like Anand's Maruti 800 from that time. So it was already quite old in those days. So. It's sold, yes. I know, now you have many cars, I know that. So anyway, so then we went there, and so I was in some other clock. So they asked me, what do you want? I said, I will order a chili chicken and paratha. And after that, I had that, and I think they expected me to only order a coffee. And and what happened was, and I also did not have any Indian currency. So I don't know who exactly paid, but I didn't. I know that, I think. So that's the first memory that I have of Deeptiman. I mean, I also have memories of him when I give the job talk, but this is kind of the first real one. So, and so I mean, I think that's, I don't want to say too much, because with Deeptiman, I really have so many stories, and I couldn't really pick. So, I don't know, maybe this is a little bit off color, but when I joined first, about like, 2 years, about first few years that I was here. So me and some of the younger faculty from ICTS, we used to go to this really shady bar on that side in Matikare. I just messaged my student because we used to go there with my ex-student Bala and Avinash and all. So, and I forgot the name of the bar because I haven't been there in such a long time. And I remember that. So I messaged Bala just today to find out what was its name, man. And he told me Pavilion. I don't know whether any of you guys know about it, whether it still exists. I have no idea. But I remember one day when we were going, Deeptiman, I was really surprised. So he said, why don't I come along? And we went there and I was kind of embarrassed. That's when I realized, oh, this place is really shady. They're really seedy. And I should not bring people like Deeptiman here, Yeah, I'm sure he's a veteran at this, but I'm just saying. So anyway, so that is, what else? I have a few things here, but I don't want to take too much time. Yeah, so on the academic front, I remember like when I saw Justin's talk, that's when I remembered that, Deeptiman Supersymmetry on R times S3 paper. I actually have used it. So when, it's not just Cyborg saying it as a compliment, but it was pragmatically useful for me. So, and I'll just conclude with one statement that, when I was, the Keshava, as many of us know, when you get him to go drink a coffee or something like that, he tells you many stories. And I remember one time, so he has many stories about various people, which I will not tell you. But about Deeptiman, I remember that at the time when Deeptiman was the chair, the way he described Deeptiman as a gem of a man, and I think that kind of qualifies and kind of captures how we all feel about him. So thank you, Deeptiman, and thank you, Apoorva.